Hello, 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 beautiful people, and welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone who is joining me live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. I am excited to be able to be here with you again. I am Leah Murphy. I am the CEO of Career Gems for the Journey, where we help talented people build thriving careers. And we talked about some of the interesting things that are happening in the Olympics right now. The last time we were together, and the Olympics have since closed at this recording, but the Olympic experience really has been sticking with me. And sticking with me because what we talked about last week was just this idea that greatness is an inspiration, right? And it inspires me to think about all of the times that we've made huge investments and we see a payoff, or those huge investments look like a payoff that may not be something that other people understand and are willing to celebrate for us, but how we can celebrate those for ourselves, right? So that was what we talked about last week. And anybody who is joining me live, if you've been with me for a while, you know the routine. Drop your city in the chat so I can make sure to be able to shout you out if you're joining me live on any of the platforms. I love to know who's here and who is enjoying this experience with me live. And if you are watching on the replay, I love that for you. And I love that for me too. So continue to do that. That's been an amazing experience. We've heard great things about the replay and continue to get good feedback. So that's dope. So the Olympic experience and just watching all of it come together, all of the countries and athletes and even the commentators, even the talent, right, who was in the stands for the Olympics, because, there was a lot of star quality at this Olympics. It just continued to remind me of some things that are great and some things that are just not ideal, right, in a lot of circumstances. So I love that the Olympics happens only every 4 years because it designs something in a way that's like absent makes the heart grow fonder. So it gives us a little bit of time to want and to kind of crave more. So I love that for the Olympics and the closing ceremonies. I have some hot takes and I'm going to share those at the end. You guys remind me to share my hot takes for the closing ceremonies and kind of the foreshadowing of 2028 Olympics. So Leah, what does this have to do with career? What does this have to do with helping me to thrive? So glad you asked. I'm going to bring it full circle. Oftentimes, we are in a place where we are looking to achieve. We're actively working and pursuing the next great thing in our careers, whether it's going back to school, whether it's getting an additional certification, whether it's leaving our current employer to go to another company, because we believe there's a competitive advantage. We'll be able to make more money. We'll be able to get a bigger title. We'll be able to get some benefits that we think are important at this stage in our career. And we're often in the pursuit of that thing. And that's what some of us are motivated by, just the natural ambition or even the motivation that we've set a goal for ourselves years and years away. And that goal is big and it's exciting and it is motivating us to continue to work, right? So that is always so helpful and incentivizing on a personal level, outside of what your employer or what the university or institution may offer, but on a personal level. But then there are also some times where we're in a layover season. And I posted about this on LinkedIn earlier today that career layovers are real. What is a career layover, Leah? Maybe you've never heard that term before. I tried to see if anybody else was using that term and I could not find anyone. So if there's someone else who's using the term career layover, let me know. Drop that in the comments. But I came up with that concept for one of my clients. One of my clients who is a very high performing, exceptionally capable individual. And this individual has a long history of career progression, working for big brands, large organizations, doing work that has continued to advance in fields that are cutting edge and in fields that are super in demand, right? And very buzzworthy, lots of sizzle. So not only do they have the sizzle, they also have the stake in their career, right? And the marketers used to always tell me you have to have the sizzle and the steak. So the sizzle is the excitement, the flair, the interest, the post-worthy, the clickbait, right? That's the sizzle. That's the thing that get people looking, get people paying attention. But the steak or the substance, for those of you who are not steak people like myself, the substance are all of the other parts, right? That's the food, that's the sustenance, that's the things that are really impactful, that matter, that are the foundation that you lean on in your career to have credibility, to have a reason to be able to come to the table because you have all the substance, you have the food. So for those of you who are non-meat eaters, you don't do steak, you have the protein shake. Or if for our pescatarians, maybe you have the shrimp, right? So I'm jumping all around with these metaphors, but I'm going to bring it back because that sustenance is so important. That sustenance is what then gives you the ability to be a leader in your organization, to be an individual contributor that is a great cross-functional partner, right? But that layover period, that layover potential is when you are in between things that may be great peaks in your career. And when we think about traveling, we think about, we're on our way to the airport, we're excited for our trip, we're looking forward to getting to our final destination. We have all the things packed, or maybe we have just a duffel bag to get to our final destination. We get on that first flight goes well, everything goes smoothly. We enjoy our little comfortable seat, put our headrest up, get our neck pillow ready, right? We're comfortable in that first place and we go up high, right? We hit the sky, we do our thing, right? And now we're doing our thing with an employer inside of an organization. We're learning, we're growing, we're developing, we're negotiating for better compensation. We're doing amazing things within that organization. And at the same time, we're making some fails, right? We're making some mistakes. We're making some failures, and those failures are causing us to learn more about what it is we want, what we need for our own motivation, for our personal development, roles and assignments that we're interested in, things that we want to do, things that we don't want to do, right? So we're maybe on the descent in that organization because we flew high. There's some things that went well, there's some things that we learned, and now we're ready to do something new. So we're ready to descend from that experience and come down to the ground. And while we're on the ground, sometimes it takes us to decide how long of a layover we're willing to tolerate as we're traveling on this career journey. So sometimes that layover time is just a few hours and we're willing to transition into another organization, and maybe that happens quickly. But sometimes those layovers are longer. And if you think about traveling, sometimes it's an overnight layover where you have to figure out what you're going to do in the interim while you're waiting for the next opportunity, while you're waiting to engage in something else that could be good for you, that could be good for your career. So during that layover time, it's a little bit quieter. There aren't as many people that are calling your name. There may not be amazing shout outs. There may not be the rewards and recognition that you got accustomed to on that first flight, on the first leg of your career journey. So during that layover season, there are things that we have to do differently. But I first want to just acknowledge and encourage for everybody to understand layovers are real. Career layovers are real. They happen in lots and lots and lots of careers. Very few people take one flight and ascend the entire time. Very few people start their journey in one place, stay in that same place, and keep the same level of high during that entire journey. So I know that sometimes social media and platforms, even platforms that I use myself, can kind of create an understanding or an idea that maybe you're behind, or maybe you're not as competitive as other people, or maybe your coworkers or former coworkers or classmates are doing something that's exciting and everybody only looks like they are at the high altitude part of their career. And I'm here to tell you that it's just not true. There are layovers, career layovers in every single solitary career that I have gotten an opportunity to collaborate with my clients, which is lots of talented, very capable people. And they often have to navigate a layover in their career. And sometimes there's more than one layover. And that layover is the time where you're in between those high altitude experiences that are really motivating you and going to drive you to be even more audacious, ambitious, to grow a career that you're really proud of. There's also layovers in that season. So layovers in your career layover may look like you got laid off from an organization, where, the layover is not of your own choosing. But layovers could also look like I am going to intentionally take an opportunity to stay where I'm at for a longer period of time because there's some other things that I want to work on. Layovers can be driven by the economy. Layovers can be driven by all kinds of external factors, but also internal factors that are personal to you. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about this today because I think that there is, uh, we're navigating really difficult times, even as adults, even as professionals, where we may be looking left, we may be looking right, we may be playing a little bit of the comparison game for ourselves and comparing ourselves to other people that we've come across, whether it's in real life or on these social media streets on all of these platforms. And I wanted to make sure that I reminded us that what we're seeing on social media is just a small portion of what real careers look like. And real careers are an entire journey that goes many, many years, that ties together multiple organizations and different changes of your own life. So as you're navigating your own career and you are maybe in a peak season where you're doing really well and you're excited, don't be too hard on yourself if the performance or if that flight begins to descend and you go into a layover period. Give yourself some grace. That layover period may be an opportunity for you to rest, recharge, fully recover. It may be an opportunity for you to take on some external challenges or projects, do some work that you're excited about outside of your day to day. I've talked a lot about this in previous recordings where I want to encourage all of you to have a full, robust professional life from a career standpoint, but also have things in outside of your day-to-day job, your 9 to 5, or your W-2 income, right? Have those things outside of your job that are gratifying, that are fulfilling, and that give you additional community, relationships, contacts, networks, all of the things, and may even give you some additional skills that you'll then use in your career sometime in the future. But decouple your every single day from your day job and your W-2 source of income. So sometimes your layover is an opportunity for you to tap into an organization that you want to give your time and energy to, or maybe an opportunity for you to pursue your own entrepreneurial journeys. That career layover can give you just the time that you may need to do something else that has been gnawing at you for a period of time and you just haven't been able to give that time and energy to because the ambitious, motivated side of you to do the very next thing and to move on to something that's even more ambitious, more exciting, that looks like a promotion is driving us for a good part of our career. And that's absolutely great. And someone who is a processing, right? A recovering overachiever. And I say that jokingly, but I am 100% a recovering overachiever where, the expectation that I had for myself always exceeded the expectation that others had for me. And every time I arrived at what was an exciting new destination, I just set a new goal for myself and kept getting after it. So that happens. And there's also folks and opportunities where you're navigating a career layover. And I experienced one of those in my own career. And I have lots of clients who are navigating them right now as we speak. And I am totally, totally confident that they are going to hit another high altitude moment in their career, just as I did my own. But that layover period was real and it was helpful. It was necessary. It was actually fruitful. It was super productive. So if you super productive, but not maybe in a way that is traditional, ambitious, consistent definition of success. So I want to encourage us to embrace our full career journey and to think about navigating what could be a layover season for you and doing that while giving yourself grace. Knowing that you have done amazing things, you've performed in organizations, you're capable, you're valuable, you're an asset, and you may be in a layover period. And what a career layover implies is that your next flight is coming. Your next great opportunity is coming. Your next great entrepreneurial endeavor, board leadership, nonprofit development area, it's coming. It's on the horizon. But while you're in the layover, what are you going to do with that time? And how do you want to invest in yourself during that layover? Are questions that I really encourage each of us to ask ourselves. While we're in the midst of the layover, what are the things that we're doing to really feed ourselves and fill our cup so that when that next flight arrives, when we get the boarding call for that next flight, we are in the best mental, physical, emotional shape possible for the next opportunity that's ahead of us. Oftentimes, we don't realize that we have a lot more control and autonomy over our own personal and professional development than we really believe. And there's lots of methods and resources that are out there. There's some fantastic platforms and talent and sources of information that you can then tap into during your layover season. But one, layovers are normal. They are real. They happen in every career in between really great, high performing, high altitude experiences. So they're real and they're common, but we don't post about the layover. We don't post about the thing that's not going exactly as we planned. We don't post about that time, oftentimes, where we're taking a break, we are resting, we're fully recharging. I'm seeing more of that now, but I want to see even more. And that authenticity and the need to embrace that layover season and do what is best for us during that season so that we can be great high performers, successful in our next career flight. So we're going to get there. There is another destination. There is another flight that is coming for us. There is another opportunity, but the layover is real and that is okay. So give yourself some grace as you're navigating your career layover, potentially if that's where you are, whether it was of your own motivation or whether it was outside of your control. Give yourself some grace because they're real and lots of people are experiencing it, but we're not all talking about it. And if you're in this layover season, what are the things that you're doing to really fill your cup up, to fully invest in yourself, causes that you're motivated by, things that you've been putting on the shelf because career ambition may have been the number one motivator for a really long time. And as you're in this layover season, it gives you a chance to reimagine yourself, to reimagine what it is your next phase of career looks like, and also to redefine what success is for you specifically. You have a chance to define success on your own terms, and career layovers provide a little bit of space and time and relief from the pressure of the day to day navigating an organization, navigating expectations that are extremely high, that don't really give you the full time and flexibility to get into a great headspace or to give yourself time to fully flesh out another concept or idea. So I want us to know that career layovers are real. And if you've experienced a career layover and it's benefited you, I would love for you to drop a comment on my posts from earlier today on LinkedIn. I would love to hear, just the idea that you had a layover and how that time benefited you. And we could drop that in the comments. I think it could truly inspire someone else who may be navigating their layover season or sees a layover on the horizon, sees a career layover coming and wants to make sure that they are in a good place for it and that they maximize that time, get the best out of that experience. If you are looking for support and you're trying to navigate your own career and you see a layover on the horizon, or you want to take a layover for yourself, you want to opt in to a career layover, I would love to support you in navigating that. I would love to help you get to a strategy that makes you feel great about where you are and the opportunity that a layover presents. And even framing it up as a career layover as an opportunity is probably different than what most of us have heard over our career. And I'll tell you, for those of us who travel avidly, and I am one of them, count me in, sometimes a layover is exactly what we need to get us ready for the next great high flying, high altitude experience. We need a little bit of time to take a break, take care of ourselves, do the things that need doing, get a snack, get a bite to eat, chill in the lounge, check on some things. All of the opportunities that layovers present are kind of things that we may not think of initially when we think about this straight up experience career wise, which very few people actually experience in their career. So I wanted us to talk about career layovers. I 100% believe that they are a thing and they're happening often, but we're not talking about it. So I wanted you to hear specifically that not only have I experienced them, but I'm coaching other really high performing individuals who are navigating their layovers, and we're building strategies, we're building plans, we're building roadmaps, and we're also taking an opportunity to take our foot off the gas in a lot of situations because it all depends on what your individual needs are on your unique career journey. So each one of these journeys are unique to us, and I want to make sure we think about each component or each part of that continuum of a journey to be some of it will be high flying, some of it will be in a layover season, and there's a lot in between. So if you have experienced a career layover and you are in the middle of it now, or you are navigating to the next phase, and you can look back and see, I'm on my high flying, high altitude experience now, but I remember that career layover season. I would love for you to comment how the layover was used and how you were able to benefit from that time, because I think that there's a lot of inspiration out there. There are folks, and there are folks that need that inspiration right now. There's also folks who need to normalize a career layover so that they can give themselves the break that they very much deserve. So your comment, your contribution to the comment section on my post or on this video will benefit someone else, and you may not ever hear about it. It may be years down the line where your comment about your career layover can be absolutely what they needed to have pulled the lever on what's right for them in this next season, or to navigate a career layover that they didn't even realize was coming. So talked a lot about that today. Career layovers are going to be a big component of what's going into this back half of the year, because I think it's absolutely necessary, and it's been a little bit taboo to talk about. It's definitely been taboo, and you guys know that I don't mind talking about all the things that are taboo. Salary negotiation was taboo when I started talking about that years ago, and when I wrote the book, Salary Power Moves, Navigating the Compensation, Winning the Compensation. I believe that my role is to bring up these topics that I know people are thinking about, are concerned about, have questions about, but may not feel comfortable asking publicly. You could always DM me and reach out to me directly, and I will do my best to get back to you. I started to get a lot of DMs when I make that announcement, and that's great. I am completely honored and excited for it, but I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you in the form of a comment if you've experienced a career layover, but I'd also love to hear from you if you see the need for a career layover in your windshield and you're looking to figure out the strategy to get there. Reach out to me so that I can help you strategize that to have a limited impact on your career progression, because I know a lot of folks have that concern. If I opt in and I take a layover, what's the impact to my career? Let me support you on defining that. Let me support you on identifying the right resources to seek out a career layover if that's what you're looking for. And if you're coming out of a career layover and you're feeling really good about the time and how you were able to invest in yourself during that layover, I would love to hear those stories. Please drop those in the comments. So it's been amazing being with you here today. I will be back with you next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, same week, next week, same place. And we made an amazing announcement last week. I want to make sure I make the amazing announcement again. And then I'm going to tell you my hot takes on the 2028 Olympics. I promised I would, so I will. We are going, for the first time ever, to be a vendor at the Pennsylvania Women's Conference. Oh my gosh. We are going to be a vendor at the Pennsylvania Women's Conference in Philadelphia. That is on November 7th. I would love, love, love for all of you who are watching me live to join me in person. If you're in the Philadelphia, DMV, New Jersey, New York, wherever you're coming from, if you're in the region, I would love to see you in person. This will be the first time. It's our inaugural participation as a vendor for this event, but still a very full circle moment for me, as I went to this conference as an attendee 10 years ago. Now I'll be there in person, bringing all of the energy, all of the vibes, answering questions. We'll have books for sale. We'll have tools for sale. We'll have swag for you. We have lots of announcements that are going to be exciting and coming up for this conference. And I am Really, really looking forward to it. My team and I are doing some exciting things, and I would love to see you in person there. And that'll be in November 7th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Full day conference, amazing speakers, amazing vendors, networking events, collaboration, women supporting women, all of the things that you are looking for potentially, and a little bit more. It'll introduce you to some things and some concepts that you didn't even realize may have been exciting and exactly what you need on your career journey. So I'm super, super excited for that. Join us there November 7th. I'll give you sneak peeks of our booth information and what our aesthetics are going to be. We'll be dropping that little by little, so keep an eye on your social media page for that. If you want more information before anybody else has it, join our newsletter. Head over to Career Gems for the Journey, gemsforthejourney.org, sorry. Head over to gemsforthejourney.org to join our newsletter. And in our newsletter, we give hot takes first access to all information for all things Career Gems for the Journey. So run over and do that right now. And then lastly, for the 2028 Olympics, the transition from Paris to Los Angeles, it was interesting to me. But I want to make sure that if the International Olympic Committee or the US Olympic Committee needs some recommendations, some hot takes for who really should carry us through to the 2028 Olympics, who are the faces, who are the images, who are the people who are going to bring the most amazing and exciting vibes. And you heard it here first. Number one, we need Zendaya. We need some Cali representatives that look the part, but that are also doing the things, bringing the energy, bringing the expertise, bringing the fire. We need Zendaya. I said what I said. We also need, which I already think you guys are going to do. This feels like a no-brainer. We need Venus and Serena. I mean, they're so Cali. They're so West Coast. They're so amazing, phenomenal athletes. Greatest of all time. Like we don't even need to do anything more. Put all the respect on their name. We need to see Venus and Serena. I mean, the same amount we saw Snoop in Paris, I need Venus and Serena everywhere during the LA Olympics. And then this one is the hot take. Argue with somebody else. I need to see Issa Rae. Issa Rae is so LA. She's so West Coast. She has put a whole different spin and perspective on Los Angeles and the supporting cities that are around Los Angeles on all things Cali. I need to see Issa Rae in the 2024 Olympics. That's my hot take. I am happy to debate, but I am not willing to change my mind. Those four individuals, and yes, I did notice they're all women and they're all women of color. I'm sure there'll be other people advocating for other parties and other participants. For what I'm doing here today, the people have spoken. US Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee. I need to see Zendaya. I need to see Serena and Venus. And I absolutely need to see Issa Rae in the 2028 Olympics. You're welcome. Hot take closed out. It's been amazing being with you here this week. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday and at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here in the same location, streaming on YouTube as well as LinkedIn Live. And please share your career layover comments underneath this video or on my post that happened earlier today. I would love to hear it. Bring that all together so folks really get the inspiration and resources to navigate their own career layover. And I'd love to support you if you are looking for that kind of support. You can always find me at gemsforthejourney.org. And I will see you next Tuesday. In the meantime, make your journey work for you.